Good morning. How you doing? So I'm downtown waiting on a friend of mine. We're gonna help her move today. So while I was waiting, thought I'd just shoot you this quick video. Now I was having this conversation started last night on Facebook, and I'm gonna use that as the bridge for what I want to talk to you guys about. Don't mind that train in the background. It's just a little CSX train. I don't know what it's doing, but look, here's the deal. So we were talking about how the president is being blamed about this article about the gap, the wealth gap between African Americans and white Americans, and how housing and the perception of housing is different for a black American and a white American, and the value of it, right? The value of their house. So as we was talking about this, one of the things I was thinking about, and I had said, is that it really comes down to perception. People, they perceive certain groups of people in one neighborhood that the value of the house is different, and the way they take care of the house. And we got stereotypes, and in every stereotype there's some truth to it. But one of the things that we talked about, it talked about how the wealth gap grows because African Americans don't invest as much as white Americans do. And I started thinking about that, and how the fact that it really comes down to the perception. Black Americans are they're less likely to take a risk. They're less likely to invest. And unfortunately, they have a tendency to show up to the party late when there's opportunities to make money. Now, I know some of y'all, you're gonna argue against that, it's gonna cut you to the core, but it's true, it's true. When the housing market was growing and people was making money, African Americans and the other minorities were the last one to get on the train. Train, you get it? It's a train right there. Then, when we had the .com going, African Americans, one of the last ones to get on the train, right? So the thing about it is, being risk averse is not always healthy. The wealth gap is never gonna close because you're risk averse and you're too afraid of risk. It's one thing to be cautious, but it's a whole nother story when you miss opportunity, or you're showing up late and the train has already pulled out the station because you are late, because you're waiting. You're trying to gather so much information. You want to make sure it's so safe, but here's the thing. You want to be so safe that you wind up losing. All the money was already made. And this comes down to focus. Like, what do you focus on in life? Oftentimes, too many times, when it comes down to everything in life, what you receive is what you focus on. If you're just looking at negative things, then you're going to find negative things. That's where you're focused, that's what you're going to find. If your focus is on what's coming next, what's grand, what's going to make money, what's going to be great, then you're going to find those things and you're going to move forward because that's what you're focused on. So if your focus is on the negativity of your relationships, guess what you're going to find in that relationship? And guess what's going to happen? That relationship is going to be destroyed because you're just focused on the negative things, on the things that's going wrong, the things that's not right, or even the possibilities of things that's going to go wrong or that's not going right. And then when you find those things, you say, aha! And then the double-edged sword of it is that it becomes your experience. And the more and more you experience it, the more and more you believe it's real. You see, we was talking about money, we talking about investments, talking about financing. And the thing about it, most African Americans, they've had bad experiences with banks. They've had bad experiences with investments, right? But they grew up in an environment where they were told that they're gonna have bad experiences, where they were told that the train is gonna leave them behind, that the train's gonna wreck, it's gonna collide, that there's gonna be problems, that this white person is out there to steal their money, or this Asian person or somebody's gonna steal their money. The fact of the matter is, that was a MARTA train, you're stealing your own money. You're losing your own money. You're losing it because you're too afraid to step out there. Guess what? You can lose it and still recover. Then there's this idea that when you're 60, when you're 70, you can't recover. Why not? Who said you can? I'm always thinking about, in the Bible, the Torah, Abraham, when his nephew Lot was captured by the Sodomites, guess what he did? At 80 years old, he mounted an attack with swords and stuff, and he attacked and found them. Now, you can do the same thing, all right? It doesn't matter how old you are. You just keep moving, keep doing it, keep going, right? And we just keep doing this. Don't be risk averse. Don't be scared. Just keep moving forward. Don't be afraid of risk. You want to close the wealth gap? Stop being afraid. Stop being a chicken. I'm going to tell you plain. Stop being a punk.